Down the curve and round the eyes, a slope of moonlit dreams and the pouring of glassy tones, as if in a cascade of diagonal memories, they work their symmetries upon the fields of disorder. All across the secret membrane, silver with anticipation, a shimmering in the limpid air, rosy fragrant and eyeful of glory, as through the mountain deep a narrow path releases its spiral wings and takes to the crystalline waters glowing with mirth, 1,000 pieces of prismatic conversations weaving along the smoky rim of the silent moon, where the sharpened needles of curiosity pierce the entrails of the future along the borders of disorder, a ramp descending crimson through the castle gloom, thrice imagined until, swaying in the shadows behind the corners of the years, a frail figure fumbles its way across the shallows of pixel streams, lost in the embrace of the clouds of time's softest fur, a sweet grey glow. Then across the gates of the final granite wall, down the darkness of corridor strangest rooms, mathematic pipes dancing in the iridescent beams of the machineries of futurity, motes of gargantuan starlight echoing in the shifting gravitational gradients as the rotation of wheels of wind whirring through the southern latitudes of the haunted conscience of one who is lost but never unclean. The tall walls of hydrogen falls rise through the teeth of forgotten advice, and in the arch of a wave the photons pour their ripples of interference into the seething mass of ideas unborn. Alarm whistles through the hollow sky. A distant furnace roars its welcome to the gaunt players on the stage of illusion. Reef curls to greet the radiant spirals of collision products that foliage their way along the deep recesses of the harbours of atomic carbon. Black and transparent, the spindle pulls together the thoughts that could only occur in the very peak of the present, fresh with prevention and faster than a cure. Dripping down the drifting stairs to the wash of wooden boats on the white shores of a whiter sky, tendrils of fascination resume their investigation of the silent tides of knowledge, saturating their glittering, swirling way under the shells and the stones. A web of mystery descends over the thoughtfulness as the seconds draw into meters, and the pull of the icy fragments of the final blizzards of Triassic lizards reassemble into the diagrams of rapid evolutions racing across the passages between the stars and the waiting rooms. Quick as a tongue, the tiny parts move across the inevitability of their open wounds, gazing at the shattering maze of illusion's dark hand. Spinning, whirling through centuries of dust and creation, spitting ultraviolet sparks across the years, constantly reassembled patterns at the fundament trembling on the edge of shrieking untruth, and the striding skeletons of the physics of thrones laughing madly. The pages of the Book of Destiny unturned, the sky fills with brownian particles of spectral glass, minute magics quiver and collapse, oscillations groan and howl, when of a sudden a trumpet throbs, and all is released to soar through the afternoon sky on a winter beach, stones sucking the sea light from the panic that almost melted their chemical solutions to the riddle of belonging. Anemones patter and preen the filters of the flowing fish, currents tie their tentacles around the miseries of the underearth, yet borne gently here and onward by the circulation of the vast rocks and the anchors of unknown forces nodding in the nocturnal struggles, poisons dripped into cruel hearts and a fierce determination to reside in a palace of sensibility. Shafts of laughter bubble through the murk. A caravan of travellers weary their way through the lost hours of the aftermath of perplexity. A place to lie and fly through the remnants of the brilliant sparks that once bore the meeting of pylons and the mirth of the mighty ones.